Thinking about fishing? Let's make a worm crawler harness. Welcome to Fishing and More with Tom, and I'm Tom. Given that it's March and we're seeing a lot of videos on YouTube telling us how to make a worm harness, I think we need to add to the collection. Our video will take things a step further. It will be all about the worm harness. There's so much to cover, which suggests we do it in several videos, starting with part 1. We have a couple of interesting and hopefully exciting things we'll hold off covering until the latter part of the video, so we hope you'll stick around until then. I would appreciate any and all comments, suggestions, and requests, as they will guide us through future projects. Please subscribe, clicking the bell, hit the like button, and share with your family and friends. So let's get started. Let's travel together on a journey through the many aspects of fishing. This video is all about the worm harness. The information for this video is a condensed version of what is contained in our Make a Walleye Worm Harness and More book. Worm harnesses are popular for targeting walleye. Popularity: making a harness, fishing line, and spinner blades. The worm harness is quite popular amongst anglers targeting walleye. The combination of a spinner blade, beads, and a live worm can be irresistible. Adjust the trolling speed, leader length, and bait presentation to target walleye. Worm harnesses are relatively simple to rig and fish. Use worm harnesses in spring and fall when walleye are actively feeding before and after spawning. Be creative and customize your worm harness to match prevailing conditions and walleye preferences. Many anglers consider worm harnesses to be essential tools in their walleye fishing arsenal. Let's do it. We'll make a walleye worm harness, and we're going to be creative. We're going to need a Colorado spinner blade, fishing line, barrel swivels, and a bunch of colorful beads. We will also need a couple hooks, night crawlers, and some clevises. Once again, let's do it. Cut some line about 3 to 4 feet. We can adjust the length later on. In making a worm harness, the first thing we're going to cover is the fishing line. I'm using Berkley Trilene Big Game 20-pound monofilament. The first question comes up is monofilament or fluorocarbon? For the most part, it becomes a personal preference based on many factors. Here's mine. I'm not fishing for steelhead trout, where I have to be stealthy. Trolling, I'm trying to create some attraction to the worm that is at the end of my line. Period. The blade is to summon the walleye, and when it gets close enough, the worm is supposed to do the rest. Do I really need stealthy by using fluorocarbon? Fluorocarbon has a higher sink rate. This makes it ideal for fishing techniques where a sinking line is desirable. So it becomes a thing of it's your choice. Let's attach some hooks. We're going to measure out our line, and what we'll do is just take and use our arm's length, which will give us about 4 foot, 5 foot of line. Cut it off. And again, I'm using Berkeley trilene monofilament. And we're going to put on, first of all, a stinger hook on this particular worm harness that we're doing today. And then we're going to fold it up about 3 inches up, and we're going to use this number 2 octopus hook. Okay, this treble hook, what I'm going to do is put a snell knot in here. And there's a couple different ways of doing a snell. I put 8 wraps on this, and I take the loose end put it through the loop. And again, there's a couple ways of doing this. And wet it a little bit, and then I cinch it down. So basically what I've done is put a nice snelled knot on this particular treble hook. Cut it off. And now what I'm going to do, because I've done a few of these times, I have a little setup here that I hook that, I place that hook into. And I'm going to put this into this gripper. Pull the other end of the line. And I'm going to start doing another snell. This one's going to be a little bit easier because it's not a treble hook. About 8 to 10 wraps. Put it back through. Pull it back through. Now I have about 8 wraps on here. I have 8 wraps on this back hook, and this is spaced about 3 inches apart. And so now I'm ready to put my beads on. Here's where we get creative by adding colored beads. And again, what I'm making is a worm harness I've done before. And so I have this pattern in my head. I'm using 3 of the Erie Delights. I think I have it right. Yeah, 3 Erie Delights. These are Pro-Eye beads. I'm going to do 2 This black one is a faceted bead. So I got 3 of the Erie Delights, 2 of the blacks. I'm going to do 1 more of the Erie Delights. Now this is important. I'm going to put a number 4 Colorado blade on here. And I already know that when I put it on here, the bottom of that Colorado is going to end up to be 1 bead above the hook. So when it goes down next to the hook, that Colorado is going to end up to be 1 bead away from the hook. And that's to make sure that the Colorado, when it's spinning, it doesn't interfere with the worm, the hook, and it just spins freely. Select and attach the type of clevis that you're going to use for this worm harness. So right now I'm going to get a clevis out. This is a number 4 clevis. And what I usually do is I put the clevis in my hand, and then with the bottom part of the blade, the cup part of the blade facing me, then I put my line through the clevis. Making sure it swings free. And to finish this up, I'm going to do 1 more Erie Delight. And this particular worm harness has a Colorado that is a candied green chartreuse. So that's a candied green chartreuse. Everything looks good. I'm going to take it out of this vise. There's my worm harness. A lot of people will swear by the colored chartreuse. So I thought that's a nice, bright, shiny combination with the Erie Delight and the black faceted beads. What I'm going to do next is go to the end of my line. This is where we add the spinner blade. Candied chartreuse Colorado. Candied purple Colorado. Candied red Colorado. Candied gold Colorado. Candied blue Colorado. Add the bait if you're ready to fish. Leave enough of the worm dangling to entice the fish. Trim off any excess line that you have on this harness. What I'm going to do next is go to the end of my line. Fold it over. I'm going to tie an overhand knot. And I'm going to I have a hook that makes this a lot easier. And I bring it through. Now that's my overhand. then I reach through it again and I bring it back through. So basically I've done, like, I guess you could call it 2 overhand knots together, and that's pretty tight. That's not going anywhere. Trim it off. There's my loop. Now, what I would do is tie this onto a snap swivel on my line for the rod, and you're good to go. So you have a snap swivel, the loop, 3-4 feet of line, and there's my worm harness. Really simple to make. And usually what I do is I color these with some kind of goal in mind. This line right here, this particular harness, I'm addressing a walleye that may hit the line short, and or just a light bite, and hopefully if if you have any of those around, this stinger hook will take care of things, and you end up with a walleye. And then attach it to your main line coming from your rod. Your lure has a specific job to do, so that is your goal. My candied Colorado worm harnesses were designed to catch short striking walleyes. Let's turn our attention to fishing line. The 2 most common types are fluorocarbon and monofilament. Each have their own characteristics and advantages. We'll cover the key differences between the 2. Monofilament lines are relatively flexible and stretchable. Fluorocarbon lines are denser and less stretchy compared to the monofilament. Monofilament is more visible underwater. Fluorocarbon is nearly invisible underwater. Monofilament has a tendency to float on the water's surface. Fluorocarbon lines are denser and have a higher sink rate. Generally, monofilament has good abrasion resistance, but can weaken over time. Fluorocarbon lines are known for their excellent abrasion resistance. Monofilament lines have a degree of memory, meaning they tend to retain the shape of the spool they are wound on. Fluorocarbon lines have less memory, resulting in smoother casting and fewer line management issues. Monofilament offers good sensitivity, allowing anglers to feel subtle bites and movements. Fluorocarbon lines transmit vibrations better, providing enhanced sensitivity compared to monofilament. The choice is yours and depends on various factors such as fishing conditions, target species, and personal preferences. The type of spinner blade you choose for your worm harness can significantly impact your fishing success. Colorado blades are rounder and provide more thump and vibration. Indiana blades are narrower and spin faster, making them better in clear waters. Spinner blades come in various sizes. For walleye, blades in the range of a number 3 to a number 5 are commonly used. Spinner blades come in a variety of colors and finishes. Everything depends on water clarity, light conditions, and walleye behavior. Some blades have additional features like UV coatings or glow-in-the-dark properties. Something worth trying. Bottom line, the best spinner blade for your worm harness will depend on factors like water conditions, walleye behavior, and a personal preference. Again, experiment. Spinner blades come in various shapes and styles, each with its own unique characteristics and advantages. Colorado blades are round and wide with a cup shape, producing a lot of thump and vibration. Indiana blades are narrower and more elongated, having a slightly curved shape with a tapered design. Willow leaf blades are long and slender, resembling the shape of a willow leaf. The Colorado-Indiana hybrid blade combines elements of both blades. Holographic and painted blades are available at a wide range of finishes to help attract walleye. What are the walleye telling you? Be creative, experiment, and give them what they want. Subscribe to our channel and click on the bell. Part 2, we're going to cover beads, hooks, trolling your worm harness, and water clarity. We're giving away copies of our ebook. Subscribe so that you have an opportunity to get one. Once again, thank you for your visit. Hopefully the information provided will be of value and help you catch more fish. Please be respectful of water and weather. Now let's go fishing.